Hey guys, this is Garrett McLaughlin. Today I want to take a look at a common error I see in some very basic exercises. So when we think about the hips and lumbar spine or lower back, we want to make sure those two joints can move independent of each other. So we're trying to differentiate hip from lumbar motion. So if you think of the core, we want to create a stable core position so we can move the hip without the low back and the core having to move and change its position. So stability and mobility is what we're trying to develop. So one common exercise I see a lot of people do very poorly is what's called the bird dog. So in this position, quadruped position, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, a lot of people here are aimlessly just extending up. If you look at my back in that position, there's a lot of extension and compression at the lumbar spine. Again, a lot of people, if you're coming from previous back injuries, yes, this is a good core exercise. No, it's not good to do it this way, where you're really cranking and causing hyperextension at the spine, where you get lots of compression. So what we want to do here, again, just like you've seen in some previous videos of mine, squeeze the abdominals in the front to pull the rib cage down. In that position, as we extend the hip, the abdominals will actually limit spine extension and lock that spine in a nice neutral position. So if we get that hold from the beginning, we won't nearly go through as much extension and compression at the lumbar spine. So what that looks like is here, so if you look at my back, hyperextension, flexion, right in the middle, we'll find that neutral. Abs, I'm squeezing and pulling the rib cage down, and then I'm coming up, opposite arm, opposite leg, come back under, and then touch again. If you notice, if you look in the mirror and see you have lots of extension here, one thing I would work on, in addition to kind of pulling that rib cage down with the abdominals, is not going as high. So we don't need to really crank on and go into a big degree of extension and flexion at the shoulder. If you shorten that motion at first to start to teach yourself how to differentiate hip and lumbar movement, that will be very beneficial. Again, it's not always doing things to the extreme, but doing things properly with a nice stable spine, some nice solid hip and shoulder motion, and you'll see a lot of benefits from that. Thank you.